This is my third clip, guys. And my third clip today is more of what you call the breaking news. I generally don't even put all my videos that I make. I put 2 of them in, I don't put all of them in. It's part of what you call not having what you call this, what you call my mental state. It's not as decent as things are supposed to be. I do things haphazardly. But today news you can use is one. I'm going to start. High-profile Republican head for the exit among the House GOP dysfunction. There's a House Republican head for the exit because he said the House of Representatives or the House of Senate is now in a disarray. That the problem cannot be fixed, and for him to be hanging in there, it's not going to be something that he wants to do, and as such, he's heading out of that exit. That's the title of the article. The second one was said about the Lindsey Graham break with Trump on the border. We cannot wait to fix this national security nightmare. And this is why he break with him, is because irrespective of the fact that is in bed with him, the guy is trying to derail the the people coming out of the border, and what you call Lindsey is going to try to see, because he was one of the people that made the last bill not to pass the Senate after they've worked on it for so long a time. I believe the reason why he didn't go in was because the immigration system that has been broken, they did not address it. Like the standing order of the 11 people that was in the house, and the people that were brought here against by their father and their mother was not being addressed. He said, not a matter of innocence or guilt. Nikki Haley told the first town hall meeting, we pardon Donald Trump if he is convicted of federal crime. He said not a matter of innocence or guilt. Nikki Haley said he will pardon him. The reason she's saying that is because she believes that you can't allow somebody who is that old to be in jail. It's politics to her. These are things you didn't know about. I'm just bringing them up. The fourth one was, there is a Nigerian that died in California called Herbert Wingwe. Somebody called Dakuku Peterside wrote some abstract about him. What I did find out is that there is an elite family in Nigeria that is holding Nigeria hostage, irrespective of the fact that all he has done, beating the drum of capitalism in Nigeria and being able to get away by buying banks, by having philanthropical outreach, by being charismatic, by having people who are inspired towards him. He was not what you think he is, looking at him from the angle of somebody like me, from who is in the diaspora, who has a mind of his own. I don't see him as the way he was being seen in Nigeria. He was being seen from the light that he was bigger than life. I think he was smaller than life. He's not a bad guy. What he was doing was using one hand to give and use the other one to take it away. May his soul and the soul of his wife and his child rest in peace. He was walking the system there. Let me go to another one. He said there was a case where Jennifer Hudson did had a song during the halftime of the Super Bowl. The comment that I got there was that it shows a lot of backlash. I'm not going to listen to the backlash that it showed because I think what she did was needed to be done. Okay. The 10th one was how judge in D.C. federal court are increasingly pushing back against the January 6th conspiracy theory. In that instant, the judges who are listening to the plight of those who are hanged, that listen to the former president and committed those crimes, comes in the front of the judge and wants to say that the election was rigged and there was a conspiracy theory. The judges are pushing back on that, and I'm very glad about that. And I hope that will be able to sail to the next level, to make sure that Trump does not become a president. I was able to also pick up on how you can even build what you call your assistants with an open AI. Because I was discussing yesterday with my coach, and I told her that without AI, the novel that I'm getting ready to publish now will not have come out. And I'm now telling you guys that a lot of you may not have known what AI means, and I'm going to try and use this opportunity to define what AI means. What AI was dated back to the days when, in places like Egypt, when they were using hoes and shovel, which was the beginning of technology, dated back to primordial time. That was when AI was introduced. It did come to a point where there were telex, there were phone, there were electric. All those are all AI, one way or the other. But the actual AI itself came at one point when the actual card readers came into existence. Fast forward, it did really become very, 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 very sticking on the table when they had job control languages. Those are AIs. Fast forward, there were Cyruses. There were what you call computer using what you call zeros and one. Those are our AIs, because they had to be put into what you call a firmware under using what you call the dark ESC. So the contemporary, what we now call the AI that is now in motion, happened to have come out of the fact that there were productivity of what you call the mainframe, the PCs, the smartphone, and now we have a new productivity that is now has more parameters in terms of looking like a pilot, which means there are trained transformers for using 10, 20, 50 billion data sets, of which you are recording. When you record it you record them, you trained those chips. So when you then go in and ask those chips a question, it will give you a feedback, and the feedback is going to give you is constant. So we are talking about the AI being the fact that as we are now speaking, the AI we have now is not in any way different from the quantum chips in place. And there are now what you call the new quantum chips going in from the angle of where they are saying the quantum chips now, people are now ordering them as quantum computer. But the noise environment is still there because there's what you call quantum bits. That's what I mean by quantum computer, quantum bits. And some of them may have at least some parameters of almost like 300 or 400 quantum bits loaded in one single motherboard. So he said, build your own AI. What that was saying was that there was a system where if you want to use the contemporary AI, if you're struggling with your life and there are things you can't do, and you always looked at or to others to help you out, you don't need nobody no more. You have an assistant called AI. You can use an assistant called AI. You don't need nobody around you, because I personally happen to be in that position where if I was born into a rich family